After 5 matches, there are 3 familiar teams at the top of the table over in the Bundesliga. Will they still remain after match day number 6? We'll talk about it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. This time we'll take a look at match number 6 out in the Bundesliga, and we'll talk about that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash the old subscribe button to get you bang up to date with all things Bundesliga related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related, all here on the wall Roski, boys and girls. Yes, over in Italy and Spain it is a double match week, but it's just the one game here in the Bundesliga. So let's bring it up to speed. How you guys got on and how I got on with match day number 5 predictions. So let's jump into it. Boom, boom, boom. I think I'm trying to recall if I did good or bad this week. We'll take a little look now. So Schalke took on Mainz last weekend, and they picked up a 2-0 win. I actually saw this as a 2-0 win myself, so not too shabby indeed. Bayern took on Köln over at the Allianz, 4-0 win. Called it, boys. Got this one bang on the schnozzkey, 4-0 win. Leverkusen took on Union Berlin as well over in Leverkusen. 2-0 final score, 2-0 for me in the house, back-to-back Schnozzkers. Hertha Berlin took on Paderborn, 2-1 final score over in Berlin as well. And I got this one, bang on the Schnozzkers, 3 on the spin. We should just end the predictions there, and then I would have a pretty, it's like top draw in poker. That's like 3 out of 4, top bananas. Freiburg up against Augsburg, ended up all square, 1-1. Actually went with a 2-1 victory for Augsburg away from home. So close. Just a little bit too far. Leipzig took on Werder Bremen over in Bremen. 3-0 away win for the leaders. Actually went a 3-1 victory, so not too shabby. My boys, Gladbach took on Fortuna Düsseldorf and ended up as a 2-1 victory in the end. And I actually called a 2-0 victory, so not bad indeed. Frankfurt Dortmund ended up all square, 4-goal thriller, 2 apiece. I actually got the right amount of goals. I just didn't distribute them correctly. I actually gave it to Borussia Dortmund, but unfortunately, I was incorrect on that bad boy. And Wolfsburg took on Hoffenheim on the last game of this match day number 5, 1-1 all square. I actually called a 2-1 victory in the end for Wolfsburg. So it started off pretty well, kind of trailed off a little bit, as you can see from the emojis. Not too bad. Just the three banana skins for me. What about you guys? We'll take a look in just a second. So I've gotten into the top category. Bish bash bosh. How did you guys get on? I'll tell you now. It was one of the better weeks for all of us, prediction-wise. So let's take a little look at it now. This is the criteria. If you get 0 to 3, you get the red-faced gang. If they're 4 to 5, right in the middle, you get the straight-faced dude. 6 plus, you join me, top tier. Top tier, boys. Are you going to be there? I'll tell you what, there's a few of us. Omarji Monday. He did all right. We are QPR. He's in the top tier gang. FS. He also in the top tier gang. He did pretty well. He did pretty good for himself. The football nerd. It says dislike there, which is... I do not dislike the football nerd. I think the football nerd's a top man. He did pretty good as well. He's in the top tier. Salvation HD did alright for himself. Adam Celtic not too shabby as well. Same over here. This fella did alright for himself as well. The holder of nuggets is in the top tier again. Yannick Busler also did alright for himself. Keaton Zamurle he's in the top tier again. And Jaden the Gengar also in the top tier gang. A couple of late strugglers to it. Big fans of the channel. Nathan Heaver and Johnny Talks Football. They did okay. Well, Johnny did okay. Nathan did top banana into the top tier gang. So if you want to participate in the Matchday 6 predictions, what you got to do is get your thoughts and predictions in the old comment section down below so I can put them on there and I will take a little look next time out. So this is what the current state of flux looks like in the table. Bayern are now sandwiched between Dortmund and Leipzig, who are top of the pops. Freiburg doing well as are Mönchengladbach in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-way tie for third at the moment. Down the bottom, Paderborn are struggling. Mainz and Köln not doing too good as well. So it's all to play for into match day number 6. And here come my predictions. We're going to kick it all off on Friday. And it's going to be Union Berlin up against Frankfurt. Now, the recent record between these two sides over the years is very heavily in favour of Frankfurt, with the three victories away. 3 victories at the past 6, 3 draws as well. Union Berlin haven't won in the last 6 encounters. In fact, the last time I cannot even see victory for Union Berlin, going all the way back to 2001. So it's been a while. And as going into this match, Frankfurt sit, where are they in the table currently? They sit ninth in the table. Union Berlin, obviously, they beat Dortmund earlier. That seems like a long time away. They're currently in 14th spot. For me, I'm actually going to go with an easy away victory. I know it doesn't look easy, 2-1, but Frankfurt will be happy with that, and that could push them up to 10 points into the contention for those Champions League spots again. Meanwhile, Radensport Leipzig up against Schalke, probably one of the games of the weekend this time. This is on Saturday, 28th of September. The recent record between these two sides goes in favour of Leipzig, with 3 out of the past 6 matches going in favour of Leipzig. That's in all competitions and all grounds. Just a 1 victory for Schalke. That victory for Schalke is all the way back in 2017 when Schalke hosted. The last 6, or the previous handful of encounters over in Leipzig, have all gone in favour, majority of Leipzig. Schalke haven't picked up a win in the past 3 encounters. However, the last time these two sides did duke it out over in Leipzig, it was a draw. Coming into this, Schalke doing bits in 5th spot. Leipzig are top of the pops as it stands with an unbeaten record so far. For me, I'm actually sticking with Leipzig at home, 3-0, comfortable, job done. And that will maintain their top of the pops status going into match day number 7. Next up, another tricky encounter. It is Hoffenheim up against Gladbach. Now, Hoffenheim have started the season. Where are they in the old tables? Not looking too good. In 11th spot at the moment. Just the 1 win so far this season. Gladbach turning a corner as well. They did pick up a defeat earlier, and that defeat was up against, I can't remember, who did they lose? It was against Leipzig. You're right. 3-1 defeat to Leipzig. So back-to-back wins for Gladbach. They're in 6th in the table, joint 3rd with Dortmund. Heading into this match. The recent 6 encounters between these two sides go in favour of Hoffenheim, though. 2 victories for Hoffenheim, 1 victory for Gladbach, and 3 draws along the way. The last 6 encounters over in Hoffenheim is even Steven. 2 for Hoffenheim, 2 for Gladbach, and 2 draws along the way. The last time the Mönchengladbach did win over at Hoffenheim was a 3-1 victory, and that was back in October 2017. I cannot bat against my boys here, but guys, I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory for Mönchengladbach away from home. If you are predicting at home, I'll probably, if I was you, go the other way and go with Hoffenheim, because this is a bit of a biased point of it. I think Hoffenheim will snatch it, but I cannot bat against them these days. Next up, we have Mainz up against Wolfsburg, also on the Saturday. Recent record between these two sides is very, very down the middle. When I say down the middle, that the past 6 encounters, 5 of them have been draws. However, the last time that these two sides did meet last season in February was a victory for Wolfsburg. So the previous 6, 5 draws along the way. Now, the previous 6 encounters over in Mainz is a little different. It's 2 victories for Mainz, 4 draws. Wolfsburg haven't won in Mainz, going all the way back to 2013, so it's been a while. The table reads pretty reading for Wolfsburg. This is a chance for them to maybe get the victory. They come into this in 8th at the table, unbeaten so far, 2 wins and 3 draws so far along the way. Meanwhile, Mainz are in 17th spot with just 1 win out of the past 5, so it's a chance for Wolfsburg to get it, but I'm going with Mainz home form here to get back to winning ways and maybe climb up the table. Win for Mainz could see them go as high as 10th, possibly. Well, they won't leapfrog. They won't leapfrog Wolfsburg. Next up, we have Augsburg up against Leverkusen. Augsburg are doing okay in the middle of this park, just keeping out people's way. 5 points on the board so far. Coming into this, 2 games unbeaten up against the Leverkusen side, who are in 7th spot at the moment, with just the 1 defeat to their campaign so far. So the recent record between these two sides, previous 6 encounters, Augsburg haven't beaten Leverkusen going all the way back to at least 2016. In fact, if you look at the home form, they haven't going all the way back to 2014. They've not been successful over Leverkusen. There's been a couple of draws along the way, but most frequently, previous 6 encounters, 3 draws, 3 defeats to Leverkusen. The last time out these two met last season was a 4-1 win for Leverkusen. I'm actually sticking with that as well. I'm going with a 3-1 win for Leverkusen, and that could potentially push them into top 2 category, depending on what else goes on. Possibly even the top of the table, depending on goal swing and all that. They'll need to put some goals past them. Meanwhile, bottom club, Paderborn take on 2nd place Bayern. Potential banana skin, you'd say. Doesn't look like it. The recent record between Paderborn and Bayern is very, very, it's all Bayern. Previous 4 encounters, both home and away, going all the way back to 2001. There's 4 victories for Bayern, and more often than not, they've scored, well, in those previous 4 encounters, Bayern have scored more than 4 goals in each one of them. Past 2 encounters, going back to 2018, 2015, both 6-0 defeats, and they were hosted by Paderborn. So, as you can tell, it's not good. So all the way back to 2001, it has been in favour of Bayern quite convincingly, and I'm not changing my mind on it. I'm going with a 4-0 win away from home. Should be a job done. Meanwhile, Dortmund on the flip side do have a more trickier task up against Werder Bremen. A recent record between these two sides is 2 for Dortmund, 2 for Werder Bremen, and 2 draws. That's the previous 6 encounters. However, you have to go all the way back to 2017 when Borussia Dortmund hosted Werder Bremen for Werder's last victory over the two sides. The record over the course of the previous 6 encounters, going all the way back to 2015, over in Dortmund, is 4 victories for Dortmund, 2 victories for Werder Bremen, and that includes, in fact, scrap that last statistic. The last time that Werder Bremen did beat Dortmund was her 3-3 draw, ultimately beating them on penalties in the German Cup. Now Dortmund come into this match in what's 3rd spot on the table. Werder Bremen on the flip side in 10th. A win for Bremen could see them going as high as 8th, but we'll have to see what happens with that one. For me, I can't do anything but a 3-1 victory for Dortmund. They'll have a little bit of vengeance against them from that cup defeat, but we'll see. Meanwhile, Düsseldorf in 13th spot, 4 points on the board, take on Freiburg. So far, so good. Surprise package in the Bundesliga, sitting in the Champions League spots as it stands. The recent record between Düsseldorf and Freiburg is pretty much straight down the middle. It's in fact all square. 2 wins for Düsseldorf, 2 for Freiburg, 2 draws over the years. The last victory for Freiburg, though, was all the way back in 2015 when both of these two sides were in the Zweite Bundesliga. The previous record over in Düsseldorf is all square as well. A victory for Düsseldorf, victory for Freiburg, and a draw back in 2012, a 0-0. All square draw. Freiburg potential to go top of the table if they beat Düsseldorf, and Düsseldorf have potential to go into 9th spot, depending on what else goes on. For me, though, I'm actually going to go with the home side here. 2-1 victory for Düsseldorf, and I did miss this stat. Well, not stat, important bit of information. This game does take place on Sunday. And wrapping up match day number, whatever we're at, now match day number 6, it is Köln up against Hertha Berlin. Now, Hertha Berlin sit in 15th spot, Köln in 16th spot. A bit of a relegation crunch clash already. Berlin have the better form. The past 5 games, they've won 1 and drew 1. Meanwhile, Köln have just picked up the 1 victory this season. That seems like a lifetime ago. And that was when they defeated Freiburg, who have only lost once this season. Now, the record between these two sides in the recent 6 games is 3 victories for Köln, 3 victories for Berlin. The last victory for Köln, straight up victory, not penalty victory, is going all the way back to 2017 in the Cup, and it was hosted by Berlin. The last time, although the recent 6 encounters when they've played over in Cologne, or Köln, depending on how you want to say it. Last time, Köln haven't won since 2017, a straight up victory. They did beat them on penalties in the German Cup in 2018. But the record overall is 4 victories for Berlin, 2 victories for Köln over the last 6 encounters when Cologne have hosted them. And I'm going to go with Cologne, or Köln, to pick up the victory, and that'll give them hopefully a boost. I'd like to see them stick around in the Bundesliga. For me, they're a traditional Bundesliga club, and they need to be sticking around for years to come. Now, let's just say, between you and I, that this was to pan out, and all these results to come through. This is what the table will look like come the end of match day number 6. Leipzig will still top of the pops. Bayern will remain in 2nd, and Dortmund, Leverkusen, and Borussia Mönchengladbach will be in a 3-way tie for 3rd spot. Freiburg, though, still in contention to be a dark horse in 6th spot. Down the bottom will be Paderborn, Hertha Berlin, and Union Berlin occupying the relegation / playoff spots. Make sure you get your own predictions in the comment section down below. Do you agree or disagree with anything I said? Probably disagree. But hey, I come into this with a bit of luck after getting the big thumbs up from the man, the score master general, and a lot of you guys did too. So hopefully you can continue that rich vein of prediction form. Speaking of predictions, now this video should go live prior to Thursday, and on Thursday we'll be having our next Champions League prediction show live on the channel. So come by, say hello with your interactive show, and get your predictions in to see what you think will happen in match day number 2 in the Champions League, and see how well you guys got on in match day number 1. And then we'll be back on Sunday for some Championship double bubble week next week. We're going to have a late show, depending on where you are in the world. Late show Sunday night for match day, whatever it is, in the Championship. Because the games start on Tuesday, so I've got to be quick. We've got to get them out. So then obviously on Tuesday we'll have the Premier League show as per normal, folks. That's it. That's all I've got. Well, no, it's not. One more thing. If you are stuck for something to do on Saturday, you might not be watching the Bundesliga. You might be caught in a bind and you thought, you know what? Let's kill some time over on Twitch. Come step by, say hello. I am so close, guys, to getting my next level on Twitch, which is affiliate or partner or whatever it is. I don't know what the deal is. If you come by, just stop by for 5 or 10 minutes. Just say, hey, I'm here. Great show. Continue the good work. Something like that. And then it will register as a view, as a comment. And then all those things help me out in the long term. And then that's pretty much it. Okay, one more bit of stuff, just in case you're a fan of it or not. I have started a FIFA career mode with Sunderland, the making of a champion. By the time this goes live, there'll be 2 episodes of the show. It's going to be 7 days a week, guys. So every day there'll be a FIFA episode on the channel, unless something funky goes wrong, but usually I'll be there. Anyway, folks, that's pretty much all I've got for you. Make sure you smash the thumbs up and smash the subscribe if you're new. Get your comments in the old chat section down below. Subscriber count looks a bit weird. It's starting to piss me off a little bit. But yeah, please spread the word. Hey, looking for new subscribers. This is the football club, boys and girls. We talk about everything. We talk about the Premier League, the Championship, all the major, the top tier European leagues. We've got Champions League, we've got international football, we've got FIFA, Football Manager. We've got it all here, babies, under one roofski. I'm going to get out of here. Thumbs up, subscribe. I'll see you all very, very soon. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.